So for as long as I can remember in the game of Rust, we've had 3 different levels of doors that we can use on our bases. We have our standard wooden door, which is obviously the cheapest one in the game. It has a health of 200 hit points. And of course we have the sheet metal door, which is the next step up, which has a health rating of 250. We've also got the addition of the factory door, which also has the health of 250. It's basically just another version of the sheet metal door. And then of course we have the armored door. We all know these different types of doors that we can use on our bases, and each one of them definitely has their own functionality. But I think we've been missing one that is higher in health than the armored door. And to take it even one step further, I think it should have a variable health. So today I'm going to show you how you can have a bank style vault door that all of your players or a select group of your players will have access to. This plugin is called Personal Vault Door. Hey everybody, welcome back to Rust Admin Academy, where I teach you guys the very best tips and tricks to owning and operating a successful Rust server. On this channel, I do a lot of plugin reviews and tutorials to hopefully show you the different things that you can do on your server to make your server just a little bit better than everybody else's. So if you're brand new to the channel, consider subscribing so that you stay up to date on everything that we're working on. All right, let's get into Personal Vault Door. All right, so Personal Vault Door is available from CodeFling.com. Don't worry, link in the description down below. And this one is actually free. So I've actually been looking for a plugin just like this, and this isn't a new plugin. It's been out for quite a while. I just didn't know it was there. So I'm actually pretty glad that I stumbled across this plugin to show you guys. So there's a couple of things that I want to accomplish with this video. Obviously, I want to show you how you can use this on your servers. Plus, I kind of want to get a message out to the developer. And I'm obviously not going to reach directly out to the developer and say, hey, you should change this, this, and this. But if the developer happens to stumble across my video, then my message will get across just the same. So click on the link in the video description down below. It'll take you to this page right here. Click on the download plugin button and drop it into your Oxide/plugins folder. Boom, done. That's it. That's all you need to do. Once you have it installed onto your server, you have to apply one permission to the group of players that you want to be able to have access to the Personal Vault Door. And that's it. That's the setup. That's all we have to do. There's a little bit of configuration stuff, and that's going to introduce the first thing that I'd like to say to the developer of this plugin, but we'll get into that in just one second. All right, so first things first, the first thing that we have to do is we have to deal with the permissions that are associated with Personal Vault Door. So today I'm going to be using Permissions Manager from Maru, which is also available from CodeFling. And the command that I'm going to use to access Permissions Manager is /perms group default. So in this specific case, I'm going to be granting the permission to use Personal Vault Door to the default group, which means anybody that joins this server will be able to use the command that's going to give them a Personal Vault Door. The reason I'm putting such an emphasis on this is because I want you to recognize that you can assign this permission to different group levels. Let's say you wanted to only give it to your VIPs or your Discord members or whatever. Simply by granting this permission to the one group that you actually want to have access to it gives you the ability to control who can actually use Personal Vault Door. So /perms group default, I think I had admin written there a minute ago, and then we're going to go into Personal Vault Door. It's only one permission, and we're going to grant this to the group called default, as you can see by the top bar. So I'm going to say it like this. This is going to have to be the second issue that I want to bring to the developer's attention, because I've already said what the first one is, even though I haven't told you guys what that is. So I'll say the second issue that I'd like to bring forward to the developer is that there's no cost associated with creating a vault door. So in order to get a vault door, all you have to do in chat is /vault door craft, and boom, there you go. It drops a vault door into your inventory, and you can place it into any wall frame. So there is a front and a back. It's using the garage door ghost, so you can tell which way is front and back. It definitely matters which way you place this door. So we're going to place it properly. We're going to put the back side of the door on the inside of the door frame, just like that, and boom, there we have a vault door. And of course you can lock it just like you would any other door. So one of the two things that I'd like to see changed about this plugin is the fact that you can craft this door for free. And this door by default has a hit strength of 2000. So it's 2.5 times stronger than an armored door for free. You can see where I'm going with this. Now the hit strength of the door, of course, can be configured. However, bringing us back to the first thing that I'd like to see changed about this plugin is you don't actually get a configuration file where you can change these details. The strength of the door, the cost of the materials to craft the door, the fact that you can see on my screen right now that it's showing you the hit strength of the door. I think all three of those things should be things that we can control using a configuration file that the plugin automatically creates for us. However, those things aren't there. So this is the configuration folder for my test server. And if we scroll down here, you'll see that there is no config file for Personal Vault Door. So how do we edit these details? This is the first and hopefully the last plugin I'll ever show you where you'll go in and edit the actual CS file, the the actual plugin file in order to make these changes. So as you can see here, now I'm in my plugins folder, and we're going to scroll down until we find personal vault door. And there we go. We're going to actually open this up. We're not editing a configuration file, a data file, nothing like that. We're actually editing the real plugin. It's not something that I suggest anybody ever do unless you're really familiar with C#. So luckily it's at the very top of the document where we can actually configure a couple of the details of this plugin, namely the hit strength of the door. So right now, like I said, it's at 2000. Let's change it to 755 just for argument's sake so that you can see it actually take place in my server. The next option that we can change is the repair delay. So how long do you have to wait from the time that the door actually took damage until you can actually repair it? By default, this is set to 60 seconds. Default game is 30 seconds. So let's just change that to 30 seconds. I'm not actually going to demonstrate that because I know that you guys already know how that works. The repair amount. So how much health are we going to be increasing back into the door with every hit of the hammer? By default, this is set to 25, and I'm going to leave it right there. The next section down below that is what it actually takes to repair the door with every hammer hit. So every hammer hit by default is going to cost 1 scrap, 100 metal frags, and 10 high qual. All of this can of course be changed to whatever you want it to be. You can also add different resources in there that are required for that door to be repaired. Now, the most hilarious part about this video is the fact that I just realized as I was looking at this document that you can actually define what it costs to craft the door, which is super good. So if we scroll down just below the repair costs, it's going to tell you what the crafting costs are. But by default, this is set to false. So I'm going to change this to true. And then we can define what it actually costs to craft this vault door. By default settings, it's 10 scrap, 1000 metal fragments, and 100 high qual. So that's actually a fairly decent setup for most servers out there. Obviously, if you have a really high gather rate, or if you're going to be making this door strength really high, you would probably want to make your crafting costs reflective of that. You don't want people to craft a really high powered door for next to no resources, or by default, no resources at all. So you're going to play a bit of a balancing game if you're going to go in and configure any of this stuff. If you're going to increase the strength of your vault door, make sure you increase the repair cost as well as the crafting cost. Otherwise, you could be introducing a little bit of an exploit to your server, and that's always something that I like to warn you guys about. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to reload the plugin, and let's go back in game and see how things are reacting now. So immediately you can see that the health of my door has dropped from the 2000 that it was a minute ago to the 755 that I put in the actual .cs file. Let's just knock that one down. Let's do vaultdoor.craft again. And it says you need more resources. So I need 100 high qual metal, and we'll do that same one again, vaultdoor.craft. And there we go. Now we have the vault door, and it definitely did take the resources out of my inventory, which is fantastic. Let's place that door back in there. I'm going to show you what the backside of the door looks like in just a second, so don't worry about that. Let me craft a key lock real quick, and we'll throw a key lock on there. You can also use code locks. So once we open the door, you're going to see that it's just a regular door frame back here, which surprised me a little bit, but that's okay. I'm definitely good with that. And the back side of the door looks like this. It's very big. It's very chunky. It's very vault door-like. So the game model that the developer used for this is actually quite good. I'm pretty happy with that. I would like to see it when the door is open. I'd like to see it not clip like that, but I understand why it's like that. It makes sense to me. And the functionality works just like it would any other door. I would say the hinge point has actually changed to the actual seam of the door frame. It's not actually hinging right where you would expect it to. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm happy with Personal Vault Door. I think if the developer is looking for feedback on the plugin, and I have no idea if they are or not, but if they are, it's up to us as a part of the community to put forth that feedback. Otherwise, they have no idea what people in the community actually want to see. I know that I've been looking for exactly this, and I'm happy that I finally found it, but there's just a couple of things that I would like to see changed about it. So head on over to codefling.com, pick up Personal Vault Door. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. And if you think that I'm on the right track with the things that I'd like to see changed about it, make sure you send that feedback to the developer of the plugin. Today is my last day in the studio for a very well-deserved vacation. I'm off for the next 4 days, but you guys all know that I'm gonna have my phone on me when this video launches, so I'm gonna be answering your comments in almost real time. Remember, I put out a brand new video every Friday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Next week's gonna be no different from this week. I don't ever miss a video. If you're one of my patrons, make sure you stay till the end of the video so that you can check and make sure that your name is listed on there as it should be. If it's not, make sure you send me a message. All right, enough jibber jabbering from me. Enjoy your guys' week. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next Friday. One last minute thing that I just noticed about this plugin is if there's a code lock on it, or a key lock for that matter, and if you're on the wrong side of the door and for whatever reason you didn't already have that code lock, you can't actually access the code lock from anywhere inside the door. So that's super cool. It's also a really funny way that you would be able to trap your teammates or whomever behind a vault door, and there's no way they'd be able to access the code lock.